back at it again, and we have Trump's savage moments. By the way, PayPal link is in the description if you want to support the channel a little bit more than liking and commenting. And thank you to every single last one of you that have already scrolled through and found the PayPal link without me even really saying anything, and sent me a care package. I greatly appreciate it. I really do. It means the world. Thank you guys so much. All right, let's dive in.
Okay, question? Yeah, go ahead. Sure. She's shocked that I picked her.
No.
She's like in a state of shock.
I'm not thinking, Mr.
That's
President.
okay. I know you're not thinking. You never do.
I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
Right off the start. Oh my gosh. Sorry. That caught me so off guard. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Run that back. Look at.
I'm not thinking, Mr.
That's
President.
okay. I know you're not thinking. You never do.
I'm sorry?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account
Only
has
Rosie
several...
O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't.
You could tell he had something funny to say by the look on his face while when he grabbed the mic and moved it. I was like, oh yeah, some
Dogs, slobs,
look,
and disgusting animals.
You know you got something.
Your Twitter account
Only
has
Rosie
several...
O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our...
Shout out to Trigger Happy Media. I'll leave the original link to this video in the description. This is already funny, and we're not even a minute in. We're 30 seconds in, and this is hilarious already.
Good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
We give state dinners to the heads of China. I say, why are you doing state dinners for them? They're ripping us left and right. Just take them to McDonald's and go back to the negotiating table. Seriously. It's true.
Okay.
I want to get paid the same as a man, and I think you understand
Savage.
that. So, if you become president, will a woman make the same as a man, and do I get to choose what I do with my body?
My body, my choice. Will I have a choice? The thing about Roe v. Wade being struck down, which I'm sure you all are aware of by now, I didn't need to make a video on it, which is why I didn't. Everybody knew, you know. I didn't think it was necessary. The thing about that situation is this. I think a lot of people are uneducated on that situation. Striking down Roe v. Wade didn't mean abortion is illegal across the country. That's not what that meant. It meant states get to choose. The federal government doesn't get to make that choice. It means that it's not in the Constitution. If you want to talk about amendments, that's a different story. Or making an amendment, that's a different story. And I hear people comparing it to weapons. Oh, you can get rid of abortion, but you can't get rid of the weapons. Well, according to the Constitution, in terms of weapons, it says shall not be infringed. It's actually in the document. It's there. Abortion isn't. So when it comes to that, you can't compare the two. And if you want to say let's rip up the Constitution, well then I think you need to be silenced, because the Constitution gives you your ability to speak out and say some of these things without persecution. So are you willing to give up your right to speak freely? It's a question. And also, I see a lot of hypocritical things going around, because there's a lot of folks saying my body, my choice. Where were all these folks when nurses that stood on the front lines when this virus came out of nowhere? I don't want to say out of nowhere, but swept through like a tidal wave. Those same nurses were fired because they said, no, it's my body, my choice. And my choice is I'm not getting this jab. They were fired. Where was all the outrage then? I'm just asking. It's a genuine question. I don't remember seeing any outrage. As a matter of fact, I remember seeing the opposite. Well, good. They're so selfish. Man. I'm like, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. It's their body, their choice. If they don't want to take the jab, then they don't have to. If you want to, by all means, do your thing. Nobody's stopping you. But because they didn't want to, and because they didn't have a choice, they were fired. So for all these folks saying my body, my choice, my question would be, where were you when the nurses that were literally saving lives, putting their own life at risk, where were you then? I'll leave it at that.
You're going to make the same if you do as good a job. You're going to make the same if you do as good a job. You know, last night,
That is true.
I called Hillary a nasty woman. But this stuff is all relative. After listening to Hillary rattle on and on and on, I don't think so badly of Rosie O'Donnell anymore. In fact, I'm actually starting to like Rosie a lot.
Do you expect Matt Whitaker to be involved in the Russia probe? Do you want him to?
It's up to him.
Do you want him to rein in Robert Mueller?
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
Since you attacked CNN, can I ask you a question?
John Roberts, go ahead, John.
Can I ask you a question?
No. John Roberts, go ahead. CNN's fake news. I don't take questions. I don't take questions from CNN. CNN is fake news. I don't take questions from CNN. John Roberts of Fox. Let's go to a real network.
Your campaign had an ad showing migrants climbing over walls and
Well,
so
that's
on.
true.
But
They weren't actors.
They're not going to be doing that.
They weren't actors.
They're hundreds of miles away, though. They're hundreds and hundreds of
You know
miles
what?
away. That's
I
not
think
an
you
invasion.
should, honestly, I think you should let me run the country. You run CNN.
All right.
And if you did it well, your ratings
Let
would
me
be
ask,
much better.
if I may
Okay,
ask
that's
one other
enough.
question, Mr. President. If I may ask
Peter,
one
go
other
ahead.
question, are you worried?
That's enough. That's enough.
Mr. President,
That's
I was
enough.
going to ask one other.
We are alarmed by the new calls to adopt socialism in our country. America was founded on liberty and independence and not government coercion, domination, and control. We are born free and we will stay free.
USA. He's like, oh man. How am I going to get socialism here now?
It's great to be here with 1,000 wonderful people, or as I call it, a small, intimate dinner with some friends. Or as Hillary calls it, her largest crowd of the season.
His visceral response to attack people on their appearance, short, tall, fat, ugly. My goodness, that happened in junior high. Are we not way above that? Would we not all be worried to have someone like that in charge of the nuclear arsenal?
Mr. Trump.
I never attacked him on his look, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter right there that I can tell you.
Why is this a...
Yo, that is too funny, man. My goodness. Oh, man. Oh, goodness. I almost brought tears to my eyes. That was so funny. Who doesn't like some good jokes, man? Well, never mind. I know who doesn't. There's unfortunately a growing, I don't even want to say growing. I think it's a diminishing crowd at this point. But there is a crowd of people that don't like jokes and get offended at any and every joke there ever was and ever will be for some odd reason. I love jokes. Personally, I like some dark humor. Honestly. I like some edgy, you know what I mean? I like those type of jokes. the jokes where you'd almost be burned at the stake if you said them out loud. Those are the type of jokes I like, you know? I don't know. I think, and I don't think I've always been that way, but I think part of it is, you know, the crowd of people that just hate jokes kind of pushed me in that direction. You know, I just started liking edgier and edgier jokes over time. And now I like the darkest of dark jokes. Even if the jokes are about me, I don't care. Make jokes about me all day long. Let's go. Make me laugh. Laughing is good for the soul, baby. Unfortunately, there's a group of people who don't understand that, though, who don't laugh about anything, apparently. I don't know.
Such a big topic for you right now.
Oh, immigration's a very big topic. Take a look at all the crime that's being committed. Go take a look at it.
The research says the crime does not match what you're saying. The research, the Pew Research, which is independent, says.
Don't be naive. You're a very naive person.
The Pew Research says that there are, for immigrants on the whole,
Come on, try getting it out. Try getting it out.
I'll get it out.
I mean, I don't know if you're going to put this on television, but you don't even know what you're talking about. Try getting it out. Go ahead.
I'll tell you what, CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them. You are a rude, terrible person. You shouldn't be working for CNN. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Peter. Go ahead.
In Jim's defense, I've traveled with him and watched him. He's a diligent reporter who busts.
Well, I'm not a big fan of yours either, so
I understand.
To be honest,
he's woefully unprepared to do this job.
What say you?
I think he's the worst president maybe in the history of our country. I think he's been a disaster. He's been weak. He's been ineffective. I know Hillary met my campaign manager, and I got the chance to meet the people who are working so hard to get her elected. There they are, the heads of NBC, CNN, CBS, ABC. There's the New York Times right over there and the Washington Post. They're working overtime. True.
Mr. President, you repeatedly over the
tried and failed.
Okay, just sit down, please. Well, when you report fake news, when you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
Since you're attacking us, can you give us a question? Mr. President-elect.
Go ahead.
Mr. President-elect, since you are attacking our news organization, can you give us a chance?
Your organization
You are attacking our news organization.
Your organization.
Can you give us a chance to ask a question, sir?
Go ahead.
Sir, can you state,
Quiet.
Mr. President-elect,
go ahead.
Can you state categorically,
she's asking a question.
Mr. President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
You're attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
Can you give us a question?
I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir,
go ahead.
Can you...
Just give it up. He said no.
But one of the things I noticed tonight
are fake news.
Sir,
go ahead.
But one of the things I noticed tonight, and I've known Hillary for a long time, is this is the first time ever, that Hillary is sitting down and speaking to major corporate leaders and not getting paid for it.
Why not sign the other bills, though, so some of these workers can get paid, the government
You
get
think
more?
I should do that?
Yeah, you
Do you think I should do that, John?
Well, I mean, it's not for me to say
I watch
that.
your one-sided reporting. Do you think I should do that?
John. It's
no,
not
seriously,
my
John. Do you think I should just sign?
Well, the argument has been made that
tell
you
me.
can sign these bills that have nothing to do with
John,
border
do you
security.
think I should just sign?
And I'm saying that if you sign that, these workers can start getting paid. The government can start working.
So you would do that if you were in my position? You'd do that?
I'm not in your position. I'm asking you if that's something you will do.
I'm asking you, would you do that if you were in my position? If you would do that, you should never be in this position. Because you'd never get anything done. Virtually everywhere socialism or communism has been tried, it has produced suffering, corruption, and decay. Socialism's thirst for power leads to expansion, incursion, and oppression. All nations of the world should resist socialism and the misery that it brings to everyone.
Mr. Trump, take 30 seconds.
Let me just, he wants to be a tough guy. A lot of times you'll have, and it doesn't work very well with
How tough is it to take property from an elderly woman?
Let me talk. Quiet.
How tough is it?
A lot of times,
That's all of his donors and special interests out there. So, that's what it is. We reject oppressive speech codes, censorship, political correctness, and every other attempt by the hard left to stop people from challenging ridiculous and dangerous ideas. These ideas are dangerous. Instead, we believe in free speech, including online and including on campus.
There was something there at the end that I definitely agreed with. He said, we reject political correctness and we want free speech online and on campuses. I agree with that 100%. 100%. People have this idea that you have to be politically correct at all times of the day, all times. Like, no. I'm just going to speak. I'm not going to intentionally, insult you or whatever. But if I happen to say something, like I forgot what word it was, but I want to say it was Lizzo said a word like spaz or something. And someone like got all up in arms about it. And I'm like, yo, she didn't mean it that way at all. So like you're taking it and twisting it into something totally different. And Lizzo like went and like changed the lyrics to the song. As far as what I saw, I didn't make a video on it or anything like that. But it's stuff like that. It's just like, come on, like really, like you're reaching for something at this point. You're trying to be offended about something at that point. Somebody said the word spaz. It had no correlation with what you're talking about. She didn't even know that I forgot. I want to say it was like I want to say it was someone in a wheelchair or something, or I forgot what it was. It was a disabled person or something. And I'm like, yo, nobody even knows what, like, she didn't mean it that way whatsoever at all, in no way, shape, or form. So we're just taking words and twisting them to mean something that the person didn't intend for it to mean. I'm just, it's stuff like that where it just goes above and beyond. You know what I mean? But that's just my humble opinion. We should be able to speak freely. That's what free speech is. We already don't have free speech on the internet, which is just crazy. But now we can't say spaz because apparently some person is going to be offended, or a group of people are going to be offended because we say spaz, even though we don't mean it as a slight to them. We weren't even talking about that. I don't know. It's crazy. But do y'all agree? And there's other situations and circumstances too. That's just the most recent one that I can think of that you guys may have been familiar with or heard about. Because that was a decently big situation. It wasn't like major news or anything, but it was a story, right? So yeah, how do you guys feel about stuff like that? Let me know in the comment section. But also, let's bring back jokes, man. Let's bring back the jokes. Like, we can't make jokes about anything. You make a joke, oh my God, how dare you? Like, yo, it was a joke. Like, what do you mean, how dare me? It was a joke. How dare you take the fun out of everything? It's not funny to laugh at somebody else's expense. It's crazy, man. It is absolutely, positively insane. But anyway, as always, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.